Hello everyone and welcome back to the Sunny channel. It's summertime. This is going to be my last film just for a few weeks, for about, I don't know, 6 or 7 weeks. Take a little break just while I've got the kids at home and running around, and also it's a really good time for me just to kind of absorb everything that I've been doing and what I want to do for you come September. And I love September with that kind of like back to school attitude. But for now, we're going to create a really beautiful sunny makeup with some of my favourites. I've got them all gathered around. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet. That's because I've got some time on my hands, because I'm going to show you a glorious self-tan. Isle of Paradise. I'm sure many of you know this brand, and it's such a good colour. I'm going to be using the medium one, and they come in colours. There's a peach for like a light, very, very natural, glowy application. There's the green, which is medium, and then they've got the violet for darker skin, so you can really control the colour of your tan. And so many people say, I just can't get it right, I just don't know what to do. So I'm going to go through a few application tips first, and then pop it on. I will go off and develop while sorting out what products that I want to share with you, because I want to show you some of the things that I've really been enjoying over the last 6 months. So some of you will know, some that you won't know. But I really love this kind of tan application, as you know, because it gives me the control. The first and most important thing is the prep of your skin. So if you're going to go down this road and you're going to give yourself a little bit of sunless colour because you want to protect your skin and preserve it for as long as you can, then this is great. It's also brilliant for travel. It's only 30 mils, so if you are putting an SPF 50 on your face, and after you've been on a holiday for a week or so, you'd started to realise that your face is a lot paler than your body. That's a good thing, but you can just top these up and that kind of helps to create the balance. So now I'm going to go in, I'm going to continue with the eye array that I'm using at the moment, and I'm going to put the serum on my skin first. Now you can apply these fake tan drops within your serum or within your moisturiser. Depending on your moisturiser, if your moisturiser is really, really heavy, I would opt for the serum. I think that if you're using a product to kind of enable the fake tan to blend really well and lightly into your skin, then don't use one that's too thick. I like to put the serum on my skin first because it gives a really nice slip when the product goes straight onto it. So that's all applied to the skin. Then I'm going to take, I just love the colours of these, really, really beautiful. I'm going to take the Isle of Paradise. Now you can, as I said, control the application. So you can use anything from like 4 drops up to 12. I've used this before. I know how the product works on me. And we're all very different. All the difference of pH of our skin and the skincare that we use and how we apply it. So just go easy for the first one. Mix it with your serum, maybe do 4 and then go up. I'm going to go and do 8. So let's just see. Let's just put that on my hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last drop. And then I'm going to mix it with my moisturiser. And then very carefully on the top, just mix it into the palm of your hands. Keep your fingers out because you don't want the product going everywhere. It gives you a little bit more control with your application. And then straight onto your cheeks. Again, just keeping your fingers out for the moment. Now you can see, I tied my hair up. If you've got blonde hair and you've just coloured your hair, you don't want to kind of get any sort of pigment products going anywhere near that. The neck is so important, especially at the back here, especially if you wear your hair up, right? Because that will be a real telltale sign. So take it all the way back. Take the palm of your hands over your ears, just over your ears very lightly, and then work around the orbital area, just going around your eyes and then over the forehead. And as I say, just go right up close to the hairline. And then you can bring that down later. This product smells like a warm summer breeze. That's the only way I can describe it. It's got a beautiful slip to it. It goes on really, really easily. I might just do a little secret add-on. I'm going to put 3 more drops just over the top, just to be sure. I want to make it as clear as possible to you, the difference in colour and the lovely warmth it gives to the skin. So as I say, you know, you have to play with it and work with it. But what I love about these clear tanning products is that it doesn't really enhance my pigmentation. And I've talked about that a lot. If I use a fake tan that has got colour in it, it attaches itself to my pigmentation and makes it worse, which we don't want. clearly. Now, obviously I'm going to do this in a second, but the next thing that you have to do, if you're not wearing gloves, some people like to apply it with gloves, I don't. I like to really feel the confidence of my hands pressing against my skin and pushing that product in, is then to wash your hands. So imagine I'm under a tap of soapy warm water and I'm washing it all away, especially around your cuticles. Even though I put the moisturiser on before, that's fine. You have to wash your hands. Then come back, take a cotton bud with a little bit of micellar water, just wet to the end, and then take it backwards and forwards over your brow, but just over that brow area, and then dry it off with the dry side. What you'll find is that if you really enjoy using this tan, is that you'll be applying it sort of 2 to 3 times a week. And if you're putting it in your brows, you might get a bit of a pigment build-up. So just to kind of keep it as polished and as professional looking as possible, this is a really, really, really great tip. And there you go. So I'm going to go off and develop now. Hopefully I'll come back as a bronze goddess and we'll get on with the rest of the show. And here we are, 5 hours later. Look how soft and natural it is. It's very, very subtle. That's because I chose to do 8 drops in my moisturiser, but you can put it straight onto bare skin or you can do less. What I'm trying to say is you don't need to worry about it looking streaky or you appearing too orange. It is a really beautiful, natural looking tan. And again, they've got 3 shades. This is the medium. So yeah, very happy with that. So thank you very much, Isle of Paradise. Okay, so we've got a bright yellow top and I'm going to create a very bronzy look. I was noticing that I was going for all the kind of bright reds and the bright pinks, so I just thought I'd make something just a little bit more brown and bronze and gorgeous to make sure that I'm ticking the box for all of your likes out there. Right, I wanted to kind of go through a couple of products first. So I want to talk about this brand called Hello Sunday. This has been around, I think, sort of since sort of January, February, I believe, in the UK. It's really, really nice, and I found myself gravitating back to it. This one is new to me. The SPF 40 is a glow, so it's like a serum, and it's clear, and it just goes on like so. I'm not going to put it on my skin, just, well, actually, no, why not? Let's put it on one side of my skin. And it's got such a high factor, but it's just literally like putting on a really lightweight serum. And I've really enjoyed using it. I probably wouldn't use this if I was in a hot climate, but if you're in a city and your skin is dry, it's a really, really nice texture. It'll be gorgeous in the winter as well. But it's really beautiful, and because obviously it's that kind of like serumy oil, it sits beautifully with makeup and gives a glow. The other one is SPF 50. This is for everyday use, it says. I love the little tin. Both are like 30ml and 50ml. And it's a white formula. Is that like that? Oh, let me just turn that off. And again, it's super lightweight. It's a really good price point. But I just think the formulation is really nice. And I just quite like this little tin. Sits well in my makeup bag. Just finish off putting on the rest of the back of my hands. But both are just really, really nice under makeup and just kind of give that beautiful glow to finish. So Hello Sunday is a brand that I suggest that you have a look at for SPF if you're in the market for one. There are 2 products that I've kept on going backwards and forwards with, reaching for. That's kind of like, obviously I'm surrounded by bits and bobs, and I try and edit for like friends testing, for gifting, products that I need for my professional kit, etc. But these 2 products have been coming up a lot that I've been reaching for and have always made a big difference. I've used this before, the Merit Great Skin, which is a serum, and it's a biophase. It's oil in water, so you have to shake it first. So being a serum, you can put it on before your moisturiser, but I've really loved putting it on just before my makeup. I've just found that I've just got more of a dewy effect to it because my skin is dry. And even though it's been warm, it's just allowed everything to slip on quite beautifully. And the next one is Bloom Effects Tulip Dew Drops. This is a really incredible brand. It's been developed in the Netherlands on the basis that tulips are really potent. And it's almost like a massive superfood for your skin. I need to do more research on it. It's actually won a few awards already. and it's kind of really fascinating. Apparently tulips are one of the only flowers that grow after they've been cut. But again, it's the texture. And I know you guys just really appreciate a good texture. And it just feels like a silky gel. Putting this over the SPF now, loading it in all the wrong ways. But anyway, I've put it on my skin and it's quenched my skin. And it just feels really lovely. I then went to look at the clinical results, and in terms of kind of like the progression of skin, like sort of fine lines or discoloration, they were sort of 50%. But the clinicals in the hydration and softness of the skin were at sort of 98%. So really, really good. If you're looking for something, look into it. Anyway, those are the two ones that I've been really loving. And I know I've spoken about that before, but I didn't manage to get tulips in. Or bloom effects, should I use the name correctly. I'm going to pop that over there so I can get organised. Two lovely facial spritz, all right? The first one, well, we'll show you both together. Highly recommend both of these. The Tatcha Luminous Silk and the Tropic Morning Mist. I'm really fussy about the mist. I don't really like a mist that is spitty. I like it to be really soft and to go all over the face. I know some of them are kind of like create a line, so you can do like that over your face, but both of these are beautiful. The Dewy Skin Mist, the Dewy Skin Mist by Tatcha, when this first came out, I was really, in America, super light. It is like a whisper of a mist, different to this one. A whisper of a mist, but it is so lovely. And I was actually talking to a journalist for the Sunday Times asking for some summer tips, and I was like, you know, if I'm in a hotel, I'll pop that in my minibar. I left once in the minibar once. Has to be a cold one. Sometimes I ask for ice. But if you're in a hot country or you just need to refresh after being in a dry hotel room, then to pop this in ice or any spritz in your minibar is a really nice treat. So anyway, back to the beauty editors. When this was just in New York, in America, and not in the UK, they used to go and buy loads and bring it back, and it was like a sort of black market for the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. So if you are having, I don't know, maybe you're just going through the menopause and having lots of hot sweats and you just want something just to kind of calm you down, or you want a beautiful mist to add more hydration throughout the day to your skin if you're in an air-conditioned office, that's great. Really lovely. This Tropic one, Morning Mist, it's got avocado milk, aloe vera juice and tiger grass extract. Ooh, you get a lot. Now this is really cooling. Yes, and you can smell, it's quite cocktail-like, not in a bad way, not in a sweet way. You can really smell the tiger grass. It is really, really nice. You get a really lovely saturation of spritz. And I've kept going back to it and I absolutely love it. So these two are my top recommendations for facial spritz. Both come in glass jars. Hair products, I haven't talked about. Maybe I'll talk about hair products as I get a little bit of base on. So my number one skin product that I've gone back to and back to, and there are different foundations for different things. If you're going to rush out the door, you do use your double concealer, whack it on, buff it in, or you want a nice glowy skin tint. But my Merit Stick has been wonderful. My shade is Linen. It might be a little bit light with the tan that I've put on. Oh, not too bad. I have just loved doing this and a bit on my eyes. And don't worry, I will put a little bit of bronzer on. That's the look that's coming. I just want to show you sort of how haphazard you can be. And actually, as usual, I've overdone it. I don't even need that much. And that was a very light touch. So I'm just going to blend it with my fingers and I'll buff out with a little brush because obviously the colour's slightly lighter. Oh! Okay, we're going to have to go backwards again because e.l.f. has got a new primer out. e.l.f. has got a new primer out. So, you know the poreless putty that's in the dish, in the round kind of pot. It's not really a pot. Is it a dish? Yeah, it's a dish. Dish sort of seems like glass. Anyway, boring. Banging on about things that aren't important. Oh, can you see how that just melts in? I have hardly even blended it because I went off talking about something else. But anyway, let me just finish this one job. See what that does? That is why I've loved this product so much. And yes, remember that I did have the SPF, and I did have a lovely serum on my skin, and that is the bonus of putting great skincare on time and time again. And I'm working with people who don't use makeup a lot. So it's just like, you know, any other job apart from being a makeup artist, or even an actress, and people putting makeup on, you're like, oh, it's too dry, it's too parched. Just give your skin that little bit of help. And the makeup, I mean, I literally did nothing apart from scribble. I can't even say that, you know, I did anything good with that. And I don't mind, I've got my pigmentation around here, but you know, it's getting a little better. One more treatment next week. But I really did nothing to that, and I want to have a very soft, effortless glow to this makeup. I don't want it to be sort of heavy and, you know, mask-like. So that's my Merit. I'm calling it stick. It's not a stick. I've no idea what it's called because I'm getting blinder and blinder, and I really need to get 8 sets of glasses. They're in my handbag. I've been really resistant at my reading glasses. I've kind of got used to putting my glasses on for distance. I think I need my bifocals. Can you get bifocal contact lenses? I'm sure someone said you can. I had my eyes lasered about 18 years ago, and they said actually at 10 years it will last 10 years basically, and literally to the day. I was like blind, but it was such a good thing to do, and I need to look into that. I don't really enjoy wearing glasses. I get a bit claustrophobic. Anyone else? Don't like it sitting on my nose. So my question to you, anyone had their eyes lasered? My blind is back now, forward and back. What do I do? Help. Maybe that can be my summer job. Sort out. Right, back to the new e.l.f. product. So it's in liquid form. I didn't mind the texture. It was a solid texture. You put it on. I really like this texture though. It's just a little bit easier. Feels a bit more decadent. I mean, it's such good value, but I've really enjoyed this, putting it on the irregular parts of my face. That's sort of like top lip, open pores around my nose. I know I've gone back, and I would normally put it on first because obviously it's trying to, the point of this product is to even out my skin texture, it's in the bumps, but also to keep makeup on. But you can also use it on top, luckily for me. And sometimes I use mattifying primers over the top of makeup if I'm working in a very hot studio, someone who's got a big HMI light on their face, they're just feeling a bit like, oof, get this makeup off. Sometimes just literally putting a little bit of a primer on top of your makeup can give you the radiance or matte you down or smooth you out. I just really liked the very soft effect that just kind of gave to my mouth and just this area here. So if you want a poreless primer, putty primer, it's not really putty primer, is it? Because it's not as liquid. This is new from e.l.f. Very good, thank God. What would we do with e.l.f., eh? Right, brows, they're fine. I wanted to do a nice, oh yes, this is what we wanted. Vive. Love this brand, love Jamie. Some of you may follow her. She has got her press release here. Very kindly sent it to me. She's got 4 shades. This is the medium I'm using, and it's punchy in colour. You'll see in a minute. But it's got avocado oil in, and it's absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm not going to take away the brilliance of the Beauty Pie one because I've loved that. It's literally here in my makeup bag now. I'm just showing you that this is almost next level, and it'll be like probably 3 times the price. £28 each, but it is gorgeous. And you'll see how dark it is. So I've been using it already, and this is her, oh, she's given me a foundation brush to apply it. And I'm just going to literally, look, you'll see, it's dark, right? But don't worry, because it blends out. I haven't used the lighter one. I mean, it might have been an idea to use the lighter one first, but I kind of wanted to go really in with the brown, really in with the tan, especially because I've used this nice fake tan on my skin too. It's also very good actually when you use products like Isle of Paradise that are clear. You can put it on before you go to bed. It doesn't go on your pillow, on your duvet. Nothing worse, hey, than sort of like stained sheets. And sometimes you can't get it off as well. Now I'm going to chuck a little bit right in. That's it, and that's just nice, almost just on its own, especially against the yellow. So the yellow being super bright, I could obviously clash it with a strong colour. I wouldn't want to make it too, I wouldn't want to put a pink cheek with a brown eye and a, you know, an orange lip. It all look too much, because the statement of this kind of look is the brightness of the top. I got it from TK Maxx actually, it's really fun. I'll put it in the description box, it might still be in there. Ever since I've had Anna on the channel, I'm just looking at colours now when I'm going shopping. Anyone else doing that? So I'm just bridge of nose, warming it up, always making sure, I mean, for me this is perfect. I don't go for a big bronzer brush because I want to kind of create a nice shape in my face. But how creamy does my skin look? Not perfected, but it just looks like healthy, lovely skin. Oh, really nice. And it feels sumptuous. Thank you so much for sending me that. Really, really lovely. Thank you. Jamie. Right, let's go with the eye. Now, the Victoria Beckham eyeshadows have been very nice, and her packaging is very nice. It's very weighty and it's cream. I quite like it. Contour Stylist Sandstone. So I think it is more for a contour, but I've really liked it for around my eyes. So I'm going to really kind of go in there and make it all chocolatey and lovely and soft. And again, it does stay put. I love her eyeliners. I haven't used a lot of them in the films because I feel they move too much, like they're too soft. But this one I really do like, and also it lasts really well. I also really like popping it in the waterline here and keeping it all the same colour. I think when it's sort of balmy nights or sweaty days, you want to put product on your face that it just stays put. And it's all, as you can see there, it's really soft and creamy, but it will stay put. Let's go underneath there. And then once you've got your lashes on and everything else, it all kind of balances out, but it's really nice to bring the eyes out. This is a really nice one. There's another one actually that I'll probably use in my films when I come back in September. There's a kind of real, like, I'd like to sort of going back to school colour, like a real kind of basic. It's a little bit more cooler in colour, but for now we're going for the richness. Let's take a little brush, I think. And just blend that out. Blend it out underneath. I've gone quite low underneath. I don't normally go that low underneath, but for this look I think it will work. Put lots of mascara underneath too. But we'll see how we go. I was just noticing that everything was looking quite similar, but you're so kind, because you always say nice things. Oh, I've learnt this and I've learnt that. You encourage me to kind of babble on and just share the time together. So let's see how that sinks into my skin, and we'll do mascara and lip and then see whether we need any more. Let's take a little bit of a cotton bud. Oh, I know what I haven't done. Let's take that on the inside. It's looking too bright. Really nice to chase that along the root of the lash line. I'm not taking it into that inner corner because I'm going to use something else in that inner corner, I think. Just soften that so it just ends up being part of the whole eye area. Sometimes I'll just take it up to the socket, but actually because this is so sheer and soft, it's quite nice to sort of give it that whole kind of like glass effect. Lovely. Okay, let's go with the mascara. We'll use the Flash Full Slash Effect by Beauty Pie because it's got a nice short brush in it, which allows me to get in. I'm really hoping that I haven't messed up the beginning of the film. Sorry guys if I have with the focusing. Please forgive me. At least I've found it now. It's hard sort of looking at the screen. It looks much better on my monitor. So hopefully I haven't messed up too much. That's why I need to pop my glasses on, right? Glasses and makeup. Yes, I know many of you have asked actually for that. Such a good mascara, isn't it? Yes, I will do that in September. I need to make a list, I think, whilst I'm having a little pause of things that I should do. Isn't mascara brilliant? Like you can see that's kind of a wash and it could almost be sort of draining my eye. And if I put some wispy sort of natural mascara on, it really wouldn't do anything. But I knew that I was going to do kind of spiky lashes to kind of give it strength. Otherwise it just looks a bit something if nothing, but the eyes are meant to look like that, sort of soft, to balance out with the brightness of the yellow. Has anyone else used the Bloom Effects, the Tulips serum? I know it's won a few awards. I've been seeing it around, but I hadn't really investigated it. If you've got any experience of any products that you've liked in there, do let me know. Okay, so now I like it when you get that nice inky brown right at the bottom. And this obviously works really well in soft, you know, evening candlelight as well, because it's kind of quite smouldery, and but it's not heavy, so therefore it's not sort of aging, or it doesn't sort of take over your features, if you know what I mean. Oh, such a good brush. It really deposits the mascara on well, that you have to be careful that you don't overdo it. Or sneeze. Sneezing now would be really unfortunate. Maybe because I'll have loads of black. Gosh, this tan is so nice. Always tan your hands when you tan your face, Caroline. I think I've made that mistake many times before, as I'm sure we all have. That's where it's good to have a little spray tan that you can just do and waft. But we can't be all perfect and everything, can we? Really? Okay. So e.l.f. again have brought out these brilliant No Budge eyeshadow sticks. So you've got the beautiful Luxe Victoria Beckham, that's matte, that I've used. And then I've got these two beautiful ones here. And it's always quite nice to have one that's sort of slightly metallic. This is metallic too, but I'm going to use this as a kind of like, or I have been using this as a sort of wide awake eye look. So this is a perfect pearl, and I like the fact that it's slightly pointed, which helps me get it into this area of my eye. And just putting it right over that tear duct. It's so nice. Because it's not too yellow, it's not too gold, and it's not too sparkly. Obviously, if I had a much darker, warmer complexion, I'd be able to get away with more of a goldy one. But if I put actual gold colour here, it would look too yellow against my skin, and it would probably really pick up its yellow tones with what I'm wearing. So it's just lovely to have that sort of slightly cooler tone. I really, really like these. They're newish in the last few months, but for an eyeshadow stick, again, they don't, I've used this brown one over my eyes. It's an all over one, and it doesn't make them stick together because my skin can be quite loose. See how that sort of Victoria Beckham's really kind of like softened in now. I want to use like a peachy lip, because I think if I just go browny lip, which I'm going to go for just to change it up, it might look a bit too brown. But should we try first? Let's just stay with that. Actually put a little bit, and we'll go back to the cheek. Are you keeping up with me? Because I'm not keeping up with myself. Right, let's put the lid on my lovely Merit stick. It's great for travelling as well. Really good. It just goes in those little travel bags. Right, I put this Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair on my lips. I didn't have one of my lip balms to hand. I do notice that when I'm filming and talking to you, it's quite amplified that my lips aren't as sort of full. Not the actual shape, not the sort of shape of my lip, but actually the sort of texture. Put this on, it felt really, really nice. So yeah, it's all about eye creams on lips now. I mean, I'm sure that's a trick that everyone's used for a long time, but that one particularly had obviously it's a very potent product. And this is the Advanced Night Repair. Supercharged gel cream. Felt really nice on the lip. No residue, no peeling. But I was like, woof, that feels great. It's a little tip as we're going through. I'm going to use my Huda Beauty Trendsetter lip pencil, because my lips are naturally pink. I'm going to block that out. They're pink. I mean, obviously most people's lips are pink. At least the interior of them. But you might have really beautiful kind of like ruby rosy lips, and you'd probably want to put a little bit of foundation or concealer. Only use a concealer if it's not too thick though, because thick concealers will wedge in your lips. A little bit of foundation on the top, just to neutralise that slightly, to really get that true brown shade. So using the side of it, you can see now, because I put that primer on my lips, it's just a little easier for me to get that nice soft line, because it's not, and the light is soft, it's not enhancing those. What would we do without cotton buds, eh? All right, scribble in. And as you know, texture being quite a big thing for me, for most of us I think, I wouldn't just leave it as the pencil. So I'm going to use the Fenty Glow, just in the centre. Oof, lovely, isn't that nice? It's like liquid toffee, but very soft and balmy. She's done so well with that brand, hasn't she? Such a lovely brand. God, that completely changes that lip, doesn't it? It just makes it fuller and a little bit more kind of luxurious, rather than sort of a bit, it's looking a bit sort of dead and puttyish, which, you know, you've got to avoid when working with brown. So it's kind of quite nice to lift that. So the question is, as you look at me, do you think I should go corally on the cheeks? So she's very bronzed, isn't she? She's happy with herself, with her yellow. Let's try it. Let's try the Sunlit Coral. So I say Sunlit Coral like you should know what I'm talking about. This is the Infused Blush by Max Factor, which is a great dupe for Charlotte Tilbury. I think it's had like been a TikTok sensation. But I love it because it's a little bit, I mean literally a little bit goes a long way. But I like it because it's slightly iridescent. Let's do one side. But you have to put it on, and I only think, oh, she's overdone it. It honestly, it just a bit like the Victoria Beckham shadow that's kind of just almost dissolved into my skin and left a tone. Once you just let it sit on the skin for a bit, and then you blend the edges, it goes to nothing and it becomes part of the skin. So it's kind of like, look, really, really soft. I think it kind of brings a little bit of youthfulness to it. So I've still got almost half of it there. So just pop it on the fullness of my cheek, not going too close to that area because that's all nice and light and bright. There's about four shades, but this is lovely for this time of year. Even if, you know, the cream products look lovely when you just don't even have any makeup on, you know, blush is just really great to kind of just lift the whites of your eyes and teeth, I think. It's settling in. Yeah, for me, that's how I like to wear it. It just kind of adds a little bit of freshness to it. Would we be able to tie my hair back? No, looks too much makeup. I'll just have my hair down for that with the bright yellow top. So there we are. That'll be the kind of vibe that I'll be applying if I'm on a holiday or I'm seeing friends, and just keeping it simple and using all these lovely cream textures with added skincare ingredients, which is just so lovely because it makes everything pleasurable. And when you put your makeup on, I want you to think of me and think of it as a pleasurable experience. Sometimes we just need to fix our faces, like, oh good Lord, did I really sleep on the pillow face down? And sometimes we just want to kind of add to an outfit or make ourselves feel a little bit better. Whatever it is, enjoy looking after yourself, because that's the main thing. And if we look after ourselves, then we can look after everyone else. That's what I keep telling myself anyway. That just finished off as I was talking. What I wanted to say before we finish for the summer, only a few weeks, we are amazing, us women. And for all the boys, men that choose to watch my channel, yeah, give us a clap, please. We are wonderful, and I'm a mum of 3 boys, and it's highlighted the fact how wonderful we are as women. So hats off to you. enjoy a lovely summer break, or just at least enjoy this beautiful time of warmth and colour. And I look forward to seeing you when we get our back to school vibes in September. Lots of love to you all, and I'll try and answer your questions over the summer, and we'll try and kind of get a fresh page in the new textbook come in September, and learn some more tips and tricks. Love to you all. Bye bye.